Hi friends, Simit here from InformedTrades.com. Today is February 3rd, 2014. Time for our daily live trading room session. Basically, in this session, for those of you new to this concept, new to Informed Trades, basically what we do is I share the Forex review of the charts as I see them, the daily charts I'm looking at, the trades I'm placing, just to give an idea to talk to markets. Of course, we have a lot more, and if you have any discussions, you can always, or questions or anything you want to add, you can always join us at InformedTrades.com. Okay, so first thing I like to do to start off these sessions is to look at trades that I already have on, see if any action is required on those positions. So the one trade I have on now is Aussie Yen. Actually, before we get to that, just quickly, what's on the screen now is a chart of SLW, ETF, or excuse me, a stock, Silver Wheaton. This came up in a discussion we had on Informed Trades over the weekend. Personally, I think mining stocks are at a big turning point. I think this is a huge opportunity. We have a bunch of discussions on this on Informed Trades, and I think metals are, I think we're at a major turning point in the metals market. Gold's been tested 1180 around that 2 times. It's shown that it's a support level. If that support level stays, which I think it looks like it will, at least for my analysis, right now we're near that level. It could be a major turning point up, similar to buying gold in 2008 in the bottom of when did gold bottom? In like October 2008, something like that. Anyway, when you're at those major turning points in the precious metals market, often the great precious metal stocks can outperform significantly more. So if you think, for instance, silver went from, in 2008 it was at like $8 or something like that. It went to 49. So what's that? That's a move of over 6 times. But Silver Wheaton went like 10 times what silver did, or so it's exponential. I don't know if it was 10 times, but significantly more. So and Silver Wheaton's an example of a great stock. So we had a conversation about that idea, how to identify mining stocks, the pitfalls. There's a lot of bad mining stocks out there, which makes it the most challenging part. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I think it's an incredible opportunity in the marketplace now. But back to the Forex market, let's go to Aussie Yen. Okay, let's look at this on the daily chart. And actually, let me see if, yeah. Okay. As it loads. Okay. So this is the Aussie Yen daily chart. Okay. You can see it's a little choppy here. Now we'll come back to this because there was a little bit of choppiness, a range-bound action in some other currency pairs related to the yen, and we'll come back to this because I may place. It relates to this price action that we're seeing on Aussie Yen. You see that's a little choppy, a little range here. Relates to a trade I may put on. Now it is worth noting that my stop is at break even, and that's what this dotted orange line signifies. I entered here, so it's a short trade. I entered here. I have 2 targets. I'm going to take half off here and the other half off here. So I entered here on this pullback here. Now we had this close 2 days ago below this orange line, and that was my cue that once we close here, I'd move to break even. So I moved to break even. Now we'll see. The price is rallying a little bit today. We'll see if it goes back to, it hits my stop at break even here. If it goes further, we'll find out. But let's just keep in mind this choppy price action is going to relate to some other trades related to the yen that we'll face. Okay, that's Aussie Yen. I'm not going to take any other action. My stop is already at break even, so now it's just, or my stop is basically at my entry point. When I say it's at break even, that's what I mean. Let me just make sure I don't have any other orders placed on my trading account. And no, I do not. Aussie Yen's the only one. Okay. January was a not so good month for me. I'll have my whole recap of my performance in January, but generally it was not a good way to start the year. But I can easily make it back. I probably need, I'm down. I think a little over 2% in January, which is more than I want to be. I really, obviously, you don't want to be down at all, but if I do have to be down, I would prefer to be, around 1%. Getting around, getting over 2% is a little concerning, but still something that a couple of trades, 2 trades, I'll be back at break even. So just 2 winners in a row. So definitely feasible, not the end of the world. Okay, going to the Euro pairs, Euro Aussie. Okay, we're getting closer to that pullback. So, it's clearly an uptrend. Getting closer to that pullback. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Zoom in a little more. And one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if we can fall to that dashed black line, the second one, we clearly fell through this one. Now we're here. Okay, I'm going to wait to see some bullish reaction, but it may be time to put a trade on this pair soon. This thick black line is the ideal entry spot, so maybe not. Generally, I want to see really nice candlestick confirmation if I'm going to enter here. So at this point, not yet. We don't have that candlestick confirmation. Price has made a sufficient pullback. It's pulled back more than 50% from this swing low to this swing high. And this could be at the 50 moving. Let's see if it can fall a little bit more. We are now 60 pips away from this dash line, which is also where the 50 simple moving average is. If price action can show, if we get some reversal candlesticks at this level, it may be an opportunity that I'm interested in taking. But at this point, prefer to wait a little longer. Okay, Euro Canada. Coming back, it's going to be close on this one. This is testing the top of this price channel. Now, again, following the black line will be great. However, if I get a reversal candlestick here, that could be interesting. So Euro looks like it might be getting ready to reverse and head back up. Just noting that down. Okay, so that's Euro, Aussie, Euro, Canada. Euro, Pound is another currency pair I look at. Okay, so we rallied significantly here. And now we're at that. Okay, so maybe if we get some reversal candlesticks, even still though, we'll see if it goes. Maybe tomorrow's candle, if we're at this orange line, and we're at the top of this price channel, which is also a 50% Fibonacci. Maybe it's 50% Fibonacci from this swing high to this all the way down here. Maybe it's a entry opportunity. So we're getting closer, and this is the Euro. I bet that the Euro will head down. Okay, so we looked at Euro Aussie and Euro Canada, and that was speculating the Euro would head up. So anyway, on all these Euro pairs, we're getting close to something, but not just yet, in my opinion. Euro Yen, okay. Now this is, remember, we have that Aussie Yen trade on. And it looks like Aussie Yen is at least rallying today, but it's still in that range. Euro Yen has, and I did have an entry order on this right around here or so. It got stopped out. This was last week. Now I think if it falls to the black line, and this also bottom of a trend line here, that might be an interesting trade to buy at. But we'll see. Nothing on Euro Yen just yet. Euro Yen, Euro Kiwi. Okay, so we're still in this range here. Still in the middle of this range, so I'm not inclined to do anything really on Euro Kiwi. Let's move this over a little bit. Yeah, basically we got to touch, at the bare minimum, these black lines. Perhaps might need to go all the way to the blue lines. Nothing on Euro Kiwi just yet. The real opportunity I missed was here, and I sort of botched this. But entering here, which I had at one point, but then anyway, that was a mental error on my part. But this, obviously, if I entered here, it would be a good position. But at this point, it's too late to worry about that, or that opportunity has passed us by. Time to look for the next opportunity. So nothing on Euro, Kiwi yet. Euro, US dollar. Okay, this is interesting. Now we are at this key level. We have a little bit of a pattern of, there we go. Oh. So we do have a little bit of a pattern of lower highs and a pattern, though, of higher lows that goes back even further. So I still think this is a bit of a bullish opportunity. However, I would really like to see candlesticks confirm. So I'm looking for a confirming candlestick here. We'll see if that happens. I also want to see what else is going on in the rest of the euro pairs. So, Euro Aussie, Euro Canada, those look like they may head upwards. I'm going to wait a day. So this could be something that I put on an order on tomorrow. Depends how candlesticks. I want to see the candlesticks really as a confirming signal in this situation. We do have a pattern, like I mentioned, we do have a pattern of higher lows. However, we also, in short term, we now have a pattern of lower highs. So it sort of depends on how you're looking at it. I still view this as a bullish scenario. 50 is above this 200 moving average. Price action is above the 200, below the 50. But we'll see. In general, I think Euro Aussie and Euro Canada are clearer charts if I'm going to go long the Euro. Let's just bear this in mind, and let's look at Euro Aussie one more time. Okay, so I think that's much clearer of an uptrend, clearly an uptrend. But the question is, do you want to wait? If we get a reversal here, I would feel confident in that. Euro Canada, let's take another look at that. Yeah, okay. So it's still falling. Let's see, I'd like to see a green candle, somewhere around one of these support levels, and then we can wait for a pullback. Okay. So that does it for the euro. Let's go to the pound. Okay, pound Aussie. Also getting closer to a pullback of sorts, or getting ready to head higher. So this suggests that Aussie is going to continue declining, at least relative to the euro and the pound, which is good for the short Aussie yen trade I have on. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that will, just because euro Aussie and pound Aussie look like they might be getting ready to head upwards, doesn't necessarily mean Aussie yen is going to head downwards. But it is, if we see weakness in the Australian dollar in general, that helps support, or that's one piece of evidence that would suggest or strengthen the case of a shorting Aussie yen. So I definitely like to pay attention to what else is currency correlations, and what currency is, how's it doing across the board. Okay, and that's why I think euro is getting ready to head up, but we'll see whether which technical setup is most conducive. Euro Aussie, Euro Canada, Euro dollar. We'll see. First, we've got to wait for the candlesticks on that. Pound Aussie, similar to Euro Aussie. Let's wait a little bit more. We're getting closer. Patience really is the name of the game. Pound Canada. Yeah, so still got big red candles. Pound final, or Canada finally. I mean, the Canadian dollar was just declining so much in value, but now we're having that sharp sell-off, and I talked about this. This is a great opportunity to be a counter trend trader. And when you see a sharp acceleration, the trend is clearly up, but if you see a sharp acceleration and you start to see that range, it's a classic reversal setup. Now, of course, there are false signals that you could say that was occurring here, but that clearly didn't pan out. Now it looks like it's panning out. But the idea is, the gains on a sell-off from a sharp acceleration can be huge, getting pretty significant. So that's something I definitely want to add to my trading skill set. Just not yet. We'll see. Pound Canada, probably soon. Hopefully at some point in 2014. That's pound Canada, still waiting. We can buy the dip. Let's see when we get a reversal candlestick. I don't know if it's going to happen here. It might happen all the way down here. We'll see. Pound yen. Oh, I skipped pound Swiss by accident. Okay. Pound yen. This is still falling, which is also supportive for the short Aussie yen trade we have on. But we'll see. At this point, I don't see a. Let's see if we can find. Like I said, I need to see a green candle and the market, some buyer stepping in, and then I can put an order on. But when it's falling and there's all these red candles, I don't want to catch a falling knife, as the saying goes. Okay, pound Swiss. Now we are. Just 1 second here. Okay. Pound Swiss. Okay, so yeah, I did have an order on to enter at that black line, but it didn't get filled. The market just took off without me. Now the question is, do I want to put that order back on? And I think well, we'll see. Again, let's see how the candlesticks are. If the pound can fall down to the black bar here and we get reversal candlesticks, I would love to enter on this. And this would be one of I really like this setup here. I like seeing it fall to a strong established support level. Some of the other support levels we looked at, I didn't have as much conviction in them. And the way I evaluate my conviction is, or express my conviction, I should say, is a thick black line, thick black solid line. If you see that on one of the charts that I'm sharing, that's my view that it's a really solid established support level. If it's a dashed black line, I'm a little less convinced of it. However, and though that doesn't mean I'll rule out the trade. I just want to see more confirming evidence. I want to see candlesticks, moving averages, Fibonacci, some other price action measurement tool to confirm. In any event, pound Swiss, like many of the other pound pairs, just need to wait a little bit more. We're really getting close. Pound Kiwi. Okay. Now this could be an interesting short opportunity. Let me look at the 4-hour chart. Interesting gap down. This is a I'm wondering if I would call this a novice gap or a pro gap. Okay, I think I would call it a pro gap. We have a section on gaps on InformedTrades. A lot of it's a matter of perspective of the time frame. Let me just go back to the daily chart. Okay, I might put an order on the short pound Kiwi. Noting that down. However, we'll see. We will see. Let's look at when we get to the Kiwi pairs. Let's see what else is going on with the New Zealand dollar. But this is kind of interesting, just because we had established this level all the way back here, the range that we're in. Now we're in a range, and this is top of the wedge here. So I think you have numerous signs of a potential short opportunity, at least from a range mountain perspective. Pound Kiwi, pound US. Okay, still need to fall a little bit more before getting a reversal. Now this is what concerns me about pound Kiwi. Let's just go back to that. So in every other scenario, we've been talking about how the pound is getting ready to rally. Here, the opportunity looks like the pound is getting ready to short. Now, I wouldn't exclude it based entirely on that, but that is one thing that leads me to want to avoid the trade. Let's see though. Okay. That does it for the pound. Let's go to the US dollar. Dollar Canada. Um, okay, still waiting on this. Canada looks like now we can say it has definitely turned. And part of me is still tempted to short, even though you missed the ideal entry point, which would have been you see the price action start to slow around here. Part of me still thinks it's a great short here. And that could easily fall to this dashed black line. And then you can do a stop and reverse. But I don't want to try that trading strategy just yet. We'll see. Maybe later in 2014. I just want to watch trends a little bit more. I'll be able to incorporate some type of counter trend trading. Okay. Now next up is dollar Swiss. Okay. We are clearly in a downtrend here. And we have had a 50% pullback. Is this enough? That's the question. Oh, well, let me see. Can we do a horizontal line here? Does that make sense? Makes a little bit of sense. That is a 50% or 61.8 Fibonacci level. So that's what I really like about this. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Okay. Stronger support level on the 4-hour chart here. We did have the gap up. Market went down, filled the gap. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back to daily chart. I might be interested in shorting dollar Swiss from here. Note that down. We'll see. Probably not. Yeah, I think I would really want it to pull back a little bit more. Not so much to that level. That's right there. I think would be a much better pullback. Let's also draw that trend line. Possibly. Okay. We'll come back to dollar Swiss. I think I'd be inclined to wait on this, but we'll come back to it. Dollar Swiss. Okay. Dollar Yen. Okay. This looks like it's getting ready to head upwards. Almost there. Yeah. A little bit further. I really would like to see if it can go to that black line. So basically, when I see a sharp, the market really reversed off this level here. If it can come back and touch this level, and we see a reversal candlestick heading in this direction, that's the kind of setup I love. So I'm going to hold off on dollar yen, but possibly tomorrow. That'll be a really nice setup. Okay. Dollar ruble, just to take a look at that real quick. I won't actually trade this, but The ruble's got some. I mean, we've really gone parabolic here, and a lot of the emerging market currencies going long the dollar now against emerging market currencies. I think that may be a great opportunity, especially if they continue tapering, which looks like it is now going to continue. Second taper in a row. That is pretty interesting. But I won't be trading that in any event. Dollar Singapore. Okay. Yeah, I'm still waiting to just practicing my counter trend analysis here. Still want to wait to buy the dip though. At the very earliest to be this dash black line. Okay, so that does it for the dollar pair. The dollar pairs. Maybe we'll go long dollar Swiss. Let's see though. Okay. Um, so next up is Canadian dollar. Canada Swiss. Okay, this has also rallied. Another sign the Canadian dollar has turned. Um, but nothing yet. This will be an interesting short at some point, especially if we can get back to here, this dash black line. That might be interesting. Could be interesting. We can short here. Um, we'll see how much of a rally the Canadian dollar is really in for. Canada Yen. Okay. So I should have kept my entry order on. Okay, Canada Yen. I'm going to put that entry order back on in case we test this level. I haven't been trading well, definitely, of late, as evidenced by my performance. But just mentally, I'm making some errors. Some of the losses I've incurred are just, no system is real, or I haven't seen a system, and I think it's very unlikely or very incredibly rare if it does exist at all, that a trader is going to win 100% of the time. It's generally something that I don't think traders should expect, and they should always be prepared for losses and understand that some trades will be losers. So that's fine. And in general, most of my trades are losers, but the winners are significantly larger than the losses, so I'm not even concerned about that. But I have made some poor decisions here. So that's fine. Or that's not. You live and learn. Let's see if I will. This does look like an established support level. I will put an entry order to go long Canada Yen. So that's something to consider, and we'll see. There's still some more yen pairs coming up. Canada Yen also. Canada's rallying on other currencies, so that strengthens the case for it to go against the yen. It's no guarantee, but I do like to see that. Okay, so that does the Canada Swiss, Canada Yen. Now let's go to the Australian dollar pairs. Aussie Canada. Still in this range here. We actually, it would have been, turns out it would have been a good trade to short Australian dollar against Canadian dollar here, and I did that against the yen. I felt more comfortable with that. If it had rallied to the top of this range here, I would have liked to take that short, but not in the middle of the range here, especially when there was Aussie yen set up that I preferred more. And I still have the same outlook on this. Aussie Canada, Aussie Swiss. Okay. Let's see, Swiss. So nothing really going on here. Let's see if we can pull back. That's really what it's about. If Australian dollar can rally a little more to 81.40. That's about 100 pips away from where we are at. Then it might be worth considering something. Aussie yen. Okay, yeah, we're already in on this short from here. We'll see how this trade develops. Aussie Kiwi. Okay, Aussie Kiwi rallying considerably, which favors a short Kiwi outlook. Okay. I mentioned that because I talked about shorting pound Kiwi, so now we have some more evidence that I wouldn't really want to do that. Okay. Um, yeah, this could be an interesting short. We're at the 50 simple moving average. We pulled back to that. However, I need to see some red candles. If we can go to, I really would like to see it go 60 pips more to 109, and then that's the support level. And if we have some reversal candlesticks there, then Aussie Kiwi could be a really nice short. However, at this point, I'm going to pass. Aussie US dollar. Yeah, nothing here really. Still need to wait for more of a pullback, and that's waiting is patience. Waiting, those are. I compare it. I'm a big baseball fan. I compare it a little bit to baseball. A hitter has to wait for the right pitch. Of course, when the right opportunity comes, they definitely have to go for it. But they have some room for patience. Make the market wait for your pitch. Make the pitcher throw to you. Similar with trading, wait for your setup. Let the market come to you. No need to force anything. Forcing generally results in problems. So that's why I like to see, and I mentioned this last week, the best setups are the ones where, you see it right away. Um, okay, so that's Aussie dollar. Nothing yet. Need more of a pullback. Now let's go to Kiwi pairs. Okay. Okay, so now we've got a nice pullback on Kiwi Canada, consistent with, I mean, it was really soaring against the Kiwi. So now we've definitely had that reversal. We knew it was coming. Let's see where's the pullback to. It's not done yet falling, it looks like. Canada still has some room to go, in my opinion. It lost so much, and now it's gaining some of that back. Okay. Um, so not quite time yet to go long Kiwi Canada. Kiwi looks like it still could decline against Canada. Okay. Kiwi Swiss. Hmm. We're still in the middle of the range here. Then there's that black, kind of support level in the middle. I'm not really paying much attention to that. I'm looking more so at the range. So I really want to see it go to the top or the bottom, those blue borders. If it fell to the bottom, that could be a really nice long setup. However, we're still in the middle, so I'm going to pass. Kiwi Yen. Okay. This is interesting because it's a sign that we're getting ready to head upwards in Kiwi Yen. It looks like we found a little bit of a bottom here. Possibly. It's a little early to say that, but we've had that huge red candle market consolidating. So maybe it'll consolidate and head down, but I'd like to wait a little bit. This could be an opportunity to go long as well. Let's see, though. Let's see if it rallies a little bit. Also, one could say there's a support level here, or even here, here. Okay, so one could say we're at support, in which case QEN is getting ready to head upwards. That's an opportunity. Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Yep, that looks pretty good. Um, Back to the daily chart. Okay, I really like a long QEN trade here. Kind of makes me want to take off some of my um, Aussie yen position, but we'll see. I think I will probably end up going long Kiwi yen here because we've had a really nice pullback, and we're still, in my opinion, still in an uptrend based on price action. Okay. we'll come back to that at the end. I like to go through all the pairs, find which ones are worth coming back to at the end. And Kiwi US dollar. Okay, looks like it's. Let's draw one more horizontal line. I guess I can move this one down. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're at this support level. That could also be interesting to buy here. But I think I'd rather buy Kiwi Yen. But basically, we now have. It looks like Kiwi has bottomed against, or I've made a technical argument that Kiwi has bottomed against the yen, the dollar, and the pound. So it's three pairs. Seeing all three of that play out, that gives me extra confidence. Now I can approach it from, all right, which one of those three is the technical setup I like the most? And it's probably going to be Kiwi Yen. So we'll see. That's something to bear in mind. And okay, so that does it. Actually, that comes to the end. So I won't trade Kiwi dollar. I don't think so. To me, that's the trend is the choppiest here. And while you could make an argument that some type of range is going on, the range is. You can make an argument that this is the range. And maybe, no, maybe I will make that argument. But in general, I probably would like Kiwi Yen a little more. And I might do both for sure. Okay. Okay, so I think Canada Yen, the question is, are we going to get that one more test of 91.55? Because we've had that, we've gone through that level 3 times. I think I might be pushing my luck to ask for it once more, but I certainly will do that. So we'll place an order long Canada Yen with the stop at, do we need to put the stop that far away? Let's zoom out a little bit here. No, we don't. Oh. 90.75. Okay, so we'll move this up a little bit. 90.75. Okay. And we'll make this red. Oh, that's at 84. Okay, basically right around there, 90.75. That puts us at 25 plus 55. So 80, we're risking 80 pips, and we can target this green line here, right? 80 pips to, that's a great, yeah. Okay, and I'm just going to make this a solid green. Okay, so in an ideal world, I would take half off. Well, yeah, the initial target we'll have that, and we'll revisit that. But chances are, I'll just put this will be the initial target. But if it really actually ends up going this high, I might want to take half off here and target 99 as the remainder. We'll see. Long Canada Yen. That's one trade we're definitely putting on. That's a really nice reward risk setup, which is my favorite thing. And the other trade I'll put on. Let's look at dollar Swiss again. This is interesting. Okay. We could potentially short dollar Swiss. But let's go to Kiwi dollar. Okay. Long Kiwi dollar. I'm going to go here. Where would the Okay, so it's risking about 50 pips and 81. Okay, so that's a 6-to-1 reward risk setup. Really nice here. Um, so we'll go with that. Canada yen, long Canada yen, long Kiwi dollar. And let's see. Do we really want to go short? I'm probably going to say no on this, but I had identified as something I would come back to. Pound Kiwi. Yeah, I just. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Do I want to short pound Kiwi here? Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. I think I'm not hesitating for any legitimate reason. Um, hmm. Well, okay, I'm gonna wait. The reason I'm hesitating is because price is still forming the greater highs here, and I think that case that we're at a really legitimate rising wedge pattern at the top of it, which would be a great part to short at. I think that's a very legitimate argument. However, before I start doing counter trend, that's not really the style I've been doing. I really like to change my style very slowly, adding some type of a counter trend, things like that. I'm more of a swing trader, buy the dip type of thing, rather than trade the top, and sort of call the top from here. Even though it's a rising wedge pattern, in many ways it's a classic reversal. It's still kind of against the trend in some fundamental ways. Price is above the 50 simple moving average, which in turn is above the 200 exponential. That's the case the trend is upwards. We have a pattern of rising highs, which is clearly a strong sign of a trend upwards. And it's not the best pattern of rising highs, or it's not the steepest pattern, I should say, but it's still enough. And also, on top of that, I want to ease my way into trading. I don't want to force too many things, especially because I had a not so good January. Um, so we'll skip the pound Kiwi for that. Maybe later this year, that'll be the type of trade that I'm ready to do. Short dollar Swiss is also not good enough. Let me just take another look at euro dollar, because dollar Swiss and euro dollar are very similar. Okay, and you can make an argument that this is also getting ready to head up. Um, hmm. I wonder if I should trade euro dollar. Let's look at what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, this is a nice range and head back up. Yeah, I think I need to go long euro dollar. I think I'd rather do that than go with dollar Swiss. But the fact that I saw that setup on dollar Swiss uh, leaves me extra confident, or serves as confirmation, important confirmation of types, for my euro dollar trade that I'll be putting on. So long at that black line. Let me remove this. Kind of got a lot of lines going on here. That's okay in this particular instance. We definitely have a support level here. Make this thicker. So as a general rule of thumb, I like to put my stop loss between two support levels. So if I'm entering at this black one, I want my stop loss to be right around there. Let's put that right here. Make it red. Okay, now that I think about it, the one concern I had was there's a pattern of higher or lower highs here. This is a trade I would put on if I was. Let's see. Let's see if we get one more candlestick. Then it might be too late, of course. Let's go back to dollar Swiss. Yeah. No, I'm gonna wait a little bit. Yeah. Um, Yeah, let's see if it can go back to, because this isn't that great of a support level. Let's see if it can go back to this black one. And I really want, one of the things is look for reasons to not enter trades. That's if you can get a reason to not enter a trade, then you should not do so. It's often about eliminating trades. So I don't think I'll go with euro dollar because it's got a little bit of a pattern of lower highs. That's a reason to not enter on dollar Swiss. The reason to not enter is it's just not a strong enough support level. But the biggest reason for me is that I just want to be careful with my trades. I have a little bit of losing streak. I don't want to overtrade. And when you're losing, I mentioned this in the video on Thursday. When you're losing, it's better to undertrade than to overtrade. Let's get a few wins back in and get some of that positive feeling going again. Okay, so that means the two trades we have going on at the moment will be long Kiwi dollar and long Canada yen. Let's go back to Canada yen real quick. Here it is. Yeah. Enter at this black line, stop at this red line, target support, long Canada yen, and Kiwi US dollar. Here it is. Enter at this black line, target the green line here. Oh, that's a black line. And possibly something here. We'll see. But we have some ways to go. We'll make this dashed. Okay. So those are the setups. Enter here, stop here, and target this top green line. Canada yen and Kiwi dollar. I'll have these trades posted on my blog on InformedTrades.com. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at InformedTrades.com. Thanks and best of luck in your trading.